وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Welcome, brother Yusuf. Took Shahada what 4 months ago?
May 24th.
May.
Yeah.
When you took Shahada?
March.
March. So he's a baby now. Yeah. Welcome. Yeah. We are here Thursdays in the main hall at about, if you want to learn the Quran, it's about 3 o'clock. The talk is about 5 o'clock, about 5:30, sorry.
5:30.
Yeah. On Thursdays. And Saturdays are here, inshallah. Yeah. Where are we in the Islamic calendar? Ruben? Where are we in the Islamic calendar? Where are we? The date? Which month?
1445, right?
1445. No. I think 1446, right? Right. Okay. What month is this? Rabiul Awal. Which is month number? 3. You're guessing, right? So that means it's good in only about 1 or 2 days time. I think it's going to be the next month number 4, which is called Rabiul Akhir or Rabiul Thani. Yeah, which means 5 months before Ramadan comes. Yeah, so prepare ourselves. Yeah, we discussed before that we need to make dua to Allah to allow us to meet the next Ramadan, which is what dua is this? Allahumma balighna Ramadan. Yeah, asking Allah to grant us permission to meet Ramadan. Yeah. Now, today's topic is one of the epic stories of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Yeah. In relation to Taif. Yeah. What is Taif? Taif is a place, yeah, in Mecca. I think a few hours drive to Taif. Yeah. This is happened in the year of, they call it the year of sorrow, year of grief. What happened before that? Major things happened in the Prophet's life. The death of Khadija, the first wife and only wife then, yeah, and the death of Prophet's uncle Abu Talib, right? Because these were close. Abu Talib, even though he wasn't a Muslim, right? You saw he wasn't a Muslim, but he was always with, because they're very tribal. They'll protect each other no matter what their religions, right? They will protect each other. Yeah. So on the basis of this, as a background, he was very sad, and he wanted to, well, bring up, or should I say, cheer him up more by going to another place to give da'wah, yeah? A place called Taif. Taif, in today's world, it's very green. It's on the hillside and one of the better parts of Mecca. It's outside Mecca actually, yeah, better part of it. But why wouldn't I want to go there now? Why would I not want to go there now? Why? Because we always discuss in our Umrah classes, we are going to Mecca, Medina for pilgrimage, for acts of worship. For me personally, it's such a waste of my time and I will miss all the rewards of praying in Mecca, which is one prayer in Masjid al-Haram is a reward of 100,000, one obligatory prayer. I will miss a few of this, all right, because I want to go to Taif, and because when I go to Taif, I just want to go spend 1 hour, right? I want to go around and have coffee, have lunch, and it takes at least 2-3 hours at least to look at the place, take photos, and all this. Now, we always discuss in our class, right? In our Umrah classes, correct, Zaid? That we are going there to worship Allah. It's not a holiday. It's never a holiday. So I won't want to miss my time in Masjid Haram to pray and to ask Allah for anything, inshallah. Right? So important that to prioritize our things. I've never been there, and I will never go there. Right? Because it's such a waste of my time. Yeah, because for us, we are working, right? We only go there for the most, perhaps 2 weeks, right? The most. If not, you go there for about 1 week and all this. Yeah. I would lose a lot of reward if you want to go there. Even though, see, when you go down in Mecca and Medina, you need to go to places where there are values or in terms of rewards. Yeah, I wouldn't want, because see, some people when they go there, as you know, they spend in Medina, they take taxis to go down to another place, half an hour to eat, or somebody go to another market to what? To buy all these soaps and days and cheap things, and they spend 2 3 hours at least in these places, right? I won't mention who, but one of us did, right?
No idea.
Right? So I wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. So it is important to focus when we go to Umrah or to Hajj. Why are we there? Yeah. Now, so again, come back to this. Yeah, Taif, Muhammad SAW was there to, well, to hopefully to make them Muslims and to make sure that they hopefully, yeah, that they are able to, well, give him some hope because he was sad to lose two people. Yeah. So it's interesting how Aisha, the wife of Prophet anha, was asking Prophet because you know one of the most epic battles that we lost was Battle of Uhud. Yeah. So she asked, "O Messenger of Allah, was there any day more difficult to you than the day of the Battle of Uhud?" In Battle of Uhud, if you read to the Sirah of Prophet, he was badly injured. He lost, I think he will lost some teeth, and then the helmet went into his skin. Many things happened to him. Yeah, and the Muslims lost. I think they lost about, I may be mistaken, but maybe 70. There were 70 martyrs, including his uncle. Yeah, what's the name of the uncle? Hamza anhu. Yeah, uncle. That was one of the strongholds of Islam, Hamza. Yeah, and he passed away. Yeah? So he was asked by Aisha, his wife, what do you call it? What was more difficult in any day more difficult than Uhud, the loss? Yeah. So he said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, yes, there was a day was at Uhud, the day of Taif. That was the most difficult point of my life.
Which day?
The of Taif. Taif is the place that he visited there. Yes, we're going to discuss. It's from Abu Dawud and Ahmad. Yeah. So we're going to talk about this because it is important that we understand the significance of Taif. Yeah. Um, so Taif is about 70 miles from Mecca. So how many hours did you drive? If you were
20 miles?
70 miles.
That's 2 hours and a half.
2 hours? You drive too slow.
Well, it depends where.
This is not the central London, no, 20 kilometers miles per hour. Zaid, how long? You are a driver in Afghanistan?
70 miles.
Yeah. 1 hour?
15 minutes.
Or 50? One and a half, yeah. Okay. So this is what happened, right? So they had no transport. Can you imagine, Zaid? You went there before. No transport, no camels, no horses, and that they had to go on foot, right? So if this were to be summer, this will be about 50 degrees at least. At night, you think that it's going to go down to 20? No, at night it's about 40 degrees in Mecca and Medina. When I went there one Ramadan, it was 60 degrees, right? So there you go, right? He went on foot through the mountain regions, yeah. And he was at that time over 50 years old, right? And of course, and he was facing all these mental challenges before, of course, his wife, beloved wife, passed away. Quiz question: how many children did they have? 8. Who's the 8th one from Albania? So 7.
3 boys and
Yeah,
4 girls.
7, right? 3 boys and 4 girls. Now, it is not a coincidence that all the boys died when they were young, because I'm sure there are a lot of fitna or trials happen if they were to die when they were young, older, right?
Always the prophet is always past and not necessarily.
Not necessary. Yeah, it's not necessary. Allah would choose.
Okay, because
Right.
Yaqub had Yusuf.
Yeah.
And the other ones were not prophets.
Yeah, no prophets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So not necessary that they pass down. But the thing about this, yeah, the four daughters, yeah, the one that survived, yeah. It's not coincidence. Can you imagine if as I said today, as you know, you go to Egypt, right? They were worshipping the graveyard of the Prophet ﷺ's grandson, right? Imam Hussein. Can you imagine if the son were to be alive and buried? It would be a nightmare that people would start to worship the grave. Yeah. So on the arrival of Taif, Prophet ﷺ arranged a meeting with the leaders of Taif. Yeah. So how long was he there for? 10 days. Yeah. And they were talking about many things. Yeah. But they got a very harsh response. Yeah, from the Quraysh who was in Taif. Yeah. Um, One of the responses was that I would not tear the ropes. I would tear the ropes of Kaaba if it was true that God has chosen you as his messenger. Another one said, has God found no one other than you to be his messenger? The third one said, by God, I will never speak to you. If it is true that you are God's messenger, you are too great for me to speak to you. If on the other hand, you are lying, you are not worth answering. Right, so this was the response that given to the one of the three people whom he has had this conversation with about Islam. Of course, his main mission is to da'wah, right, to encourage them to be Islam for Muslims. Yeah. Not only that, they not that they refused him, but they also encouraged crowds of teenagers and servants to chase the Prophet ﷺ. Who was he with? I think he was only with his freed slave. Who was the freed slave? Zayd ibn Harith, yeah, he was the only one that was there, yeah. So if you read the tafsir or the explanations of the sirah, right? He got to, how long did he have to walk and he will be thrown stones? How long was the distance that he walked? And at all this distance, he will be thrown stones. What? 100 meters? What do you think, Yusuf? 3 miles. 3 miles. He got to walk, and at all these within these 3 miles, he was always thrown stones so bad, hits the head and everything. The blood was so much that it sticks onto the shoes. The shoes are filled with blood and all this. And this is what happened, yeah, to these people that for 3 miles, right? It was pelted, yeah, at least an hour, at least an hour. Tell me, if it do happen to you, what would you ask Allah for in your dua? As it is today, right? We are always asking for destructions of the Zionists. You agree? Because of what they did to people of Palestine, and it's not even happening to you, right? Now it's happening to the one in which we are supposed to love more than we love ourselves. Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Yeah. So after the intense stoning, that means the two of them, he and his servant, finally stopped at this place near an orchard that belonged to two brothers from Mecca. I'm just trying to explain to you what happened in detail. Blood was pouring down his legs and arms, and his feet were completely torn up. His leather sandals had changed color, red, and they had congealed, that means it hardened the blood, so that when he managed to get some respite, he had to literally peel them off his feet. Yeah. And of course, right? And this is very important. In the midst of all this, he made an intense dua to Allah. This is if in Arabic, Yusuf, this is so beautiful. Yeah, the dua. Allahumma ilaika ashku du'fa quwwati wa qillata hilati wa hawani 'ala an-nasi ya arhamar rahimin anta rabbul mustad'afin wa anta rabbi ila man takillani ila ba'din يتجهمني أو إلى عدو ملكته أمري إن لم يكن بك غضب علي فلا أبالي ولكن عافيتك هي أوسع لي أعوذ بنور وجهك الذي أشرقت به الظلمات وصلح عليهم الدنيا والآخرة من أن تنزل بي غضبك أو تحل بي سخطك لك العتب حتى ترضى ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بك. Oh Allah, to you I complain of my weakness and lack of resources and my humiliation before mankind. You are the most merciful of those who show mercy. You are the Lord of the weak, and you are my Lord. To whom do you entrust me? To someone distant that attacks me, or to an enemy that you gave him control over my affairs? If you are not angry with me, then I do not care. But your protection is much better and more ample for me. I seek protection in the light of your face, which illuminates the darkness and through which all affairs in this life and in the hereafter becomes right. May it never that I should incur your wrath or that you should be displeased with me. I will appeal to you till you are pleased with me. There is no power and there is no way except through you. Complete humiliation, complete surrendering to Allah, and this is how our Prophet was. Didn't even say, Ya Allah, curse them, give them all the punishments that you want to give to anybody. He didn't say anything at all. It's complete surrendering to Allah and complete, seeking Allah's protection, not anybody else's protection. Yeah. So this is interesting. Yeah, how the message of Allah, is facing all this 1 hour of constant barrage of attacks for 3 months, without any complaints, and still so humbly invoking to Allah. Yeah. So at this point, the Prophet ﷺ said, I saw a cloud hovering over me, and lo and behold, I saw Jibril. Jibril came down, and from that cloud, and besides him was an angel that I had never seen before. And Jibril said to Prophet ﷺ, O Muhammad, your Lord has seen how your people have responded to you. Your Lord has seen what he had said to you. So he has sent me with the angel of the mountains to place at your disposal. All right, so Allah heard the dua, and Allah sent down 2 angels, Jibril and another angel, which was, I think, the angel of the mountains. And the angel said, "O Muhammad, if you want, command me, and I will cause the 2 mountains of Taif to collapse upon them." So Taif is situated in a type of plateau between 2 mountains, and the angels asked the Prophet ﷺ if he would just quash the people between the same mountains, whose pebbles they used to stone Prophet ﷺ. Yeah. Now, Adam, what would your answer be? Yes, immediately. Immediately, right? Because you are completely covered in blood. You have to peel the blood from your body, from your skin, in order to, move forward. Yeah. What do you do, Ruben?
I'll cry and then I'll say yes, probably.
Yes.
But I'm not super guilty, but yeah.
What do you do, Muhammad?
Stop.
Yusuf?
I would be tempted to crush them.
Yeah. Yeah, but we are talking about no ordinary human being. Yeah. And Prophet Muhammad SAW still bleeding, and his shoes still wet with blood, say, no. Rather, I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses their children to be Muslims and worship Allah alone. Even if they have rejected Islam, I pray that Allah blesses their progeny to be Muslims. But even though they do not embrace Islam, then inshaAllah, they make that Allah guides. You and I know Allah guides from evils, right? So, Yusuf, tell us about your story. How come you chose Islam?
So, my best friend, his name is Kash, from Pakistan. He's also Muslim. And we've been best friends now maybe 12 or 13 years.
Okay.
Long time
Alhamdulillah.
now. I didn't have much of an idea about Islam. I became curious about it when I visited Dubai about 2 or 3 years ago. And then from visiting Dubai last year, I spent 3 months in Turkey and 2 months in Tunisia. And after spending 5 months or so in Muslim countries, I became even more curious about Islam. And when I came back to London in December last year, my friend Cash, he says, "Why don't you come to a mosque with me and just see what it's like?" So we came here to London Central Mosque December 29th, Friday 29th of December 2023. And I remember literally just being outside by the front gates, and it was Juma, and people were coming and they were late, but they just take off their jacket, put it on the ground, take off their shoes and begin to pray. And I was so inspired by their reverence for prayer because I'd never seen anything like that before. So I thought, okay, this is incredible that the most important thing people do is stop their day and they come and pray right away. So that inspired me. Then Cash walked me inside, he brought me to the main prayer room. As soon as I walked into the main prayer room, I felt a sense of peace and openness. And then I looked around the room and I only see brothers, there's no women. And I thought, okay, I understand that there's no room for distractions here. And the brothers look
No excuse.
Yeah, exactly. The brothers look so happy just to see each other and seeing that kind of brotherhood. Again, it just inspired me because I hadn't seen that anywhere else really. So my curiosity continued. I started going to Friday prayer with Cash. And another friend of mine bought me a Quran. I started reading in March. And I think I was about halfway through the English translation in May. And after our conversation with my cousin, he said, look, if there's nothing holding you back, then why don't you just revert? I said, okay, I will. And he's not Muslim, by the way, but he's like my brother, my cousin. And,
he's not Muslim.
No, but he always encourages me to.
Are you now encouraging him to be Muslim?
Say,
Are you encouraging him to be Muslim now?
am I encouraging him?
Yes.
Absolutely. No, that's what's good all the time.
It's
your fault.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah. Any regrets?
Any regrets?
Yes.
If I had any regrets, it would only be that I didn't discover Islam
earlier. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's Allah's decree.
Yes.
That should, perhaps if you do this sooner, then you may have lost track of the deed for whatever reasons. Yeah? You will not be taking Shahada a minute later, a minute less from when you took Shahada, right? But all I'm trying to say, yes. No. No, because of coming back from the topic, because of the Asar times coming soon, right? No, but why I'm asking these questions, imagine because your parents, are they Muslims now? No. But imagine if your parents were affected by this and somebody, the Muslims say, oh, Allah punish them and all this, you wouldn't be a Muslim. All right? So that was a point of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that he wanted, perhaps if they are not Muslims, perhaps the children become Muslims like you and Reuben and Muhammad. Yeah. And this is important that well, as far as for me personally, of course, it's very difficult for me if I were to be in his position to exercise mercy. Yeah. But it is important. It is important that we look at this point of time of the incident of Taif to reflect upon what lessons can we learn from this in terms of mercy and so on. Yeah. In terms of Ruben, what was your story? Yes.
For me, I guess
3 minutes.
3 minutes tops. Joined a new workplace, saw someone like Ibn Zikr, and I was like, it reminded me of when I felt connected to Allah at some point when I was young. I thought that I was just a pure Tawheed, but I didn't know what it was at the time because I didn't know what that concept was. And then I guess a lot of mistakes, a lot of trying to confusion and not knowing who I am or who I wanted to be. And I just sat down and I said, let me find out who I am and why I believe what I believe in. Decided to look into the faith that I was at the time because I just followed my parents, you know, just following my forefathers, everyone before me. Then I said, no, let me figure out what I want. Then we just started dismantling it. I was like, this is not plausible whatsoever. But Islam kept on calling for me. Whenever I was doing a challenge, like a charity challenge or whatever, there'll be a Muslim that come around and start talking about Islam. I'm like, follow me everywhere. I go, I feel crazy, man. 30 seconds, he's wasted 30 seconds. 30 seconds. And then basically, I just kept on going kept on listening to like comparative religions, so people comparing and contrasting, and mainly Muslim debaters debating against like Christianity because I understood both sides to a certain extent. And then I kept on defending Islam, and I wanted Islam to be right in these debates. And I was like, whenever someone was against Islam, I feel the type of way. I was like, okay, my heart has kind of decided, but this is all very confusing. Like, everyone around me is non-Muslim, and how is everyone going to feel? When you start worrying about all of these, what's everyone going to think? And then, am I going crazy? And then you always hear stuff from your parents about Islam. But at some point, same thing happened to you. I came to this mosque with these brothers because I just wanted to follow them. Came here, I saw them pray, and I felt like I wanted to, but I knew nothing. And I wasn't brave enough to make a decision, so I started crying because I felt useless and helpless. And I just felt my heart ache. And I was just like, I just asked Allah to just take this pain away from me. I remember saying those exact words while I was looking at his names, all his names at the top. And then after we came back, I started learning how to pray because it was Tarawih and Ramadan. I went to Pakistan that same night because I was waiting for my flight already. We were just waiting for confirmation about my visa for the same night, but I had already decided. I went to Pakistan, learned how to play Sabah.
In Pakistan?
Yeah, in Pakistan. I went to home. Then I came back. Sorry, I stole your pen. And then I came back, and then I met the day that I went before I went to Pakistan. I went with my son friend and this Reba friend of mine, Nigerian. He reverted, and then Pakistan friends in Pakistan. But I called my friend and I said, "Listen, we're gonna go to the mosque again. I just want to see everything again." And he was like, "No, listen, brother, make your mind up." And I said, "You know what? I'll take it today." And then we went to the mosque, came up to this imam, and I was like, they introduced me for the story, and I said, "Are you ready?" Started laughing. He said, "Brother, you ready? Tell me if I'm ready." And then came to the office, mashallah, and then ever since then, it's just been a constant up and down. But alhamdulillah, that's what I say every day.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Plus, not
Sorry, I can't make it short.
Right. Because time is coming to Asar, inshallah. So for 3 minutes, right? So what do you think in terms of knowledge? What must you